Here we go. Right. So the idea behind this trade was drawn out that little trend line. It's only had 2 touches, so this is the 3rd touch. So we're kind of hoping that it is going to, continue respecting that, which it did. It did. Sat through a little bit of drawdown there first, but it did. It did respect it quite nicely. This was a winning trade, but we lost money on it. And we did so really through sheer ignorance. So I haven't been using Trade-O-Vate for long. I actually didn't like Trade-O-Vate at all when I first tried to use it. That's why I always used TradingView for both charting and executing orders. The problem with TradingView is you can have the 10-second chart on TradingView. You have to pay for it. Well, it's like on the premium subscription. So here's the ignorance. Basically, I've set a stop loss. Sorry, I've automatically got a stop loss on there, but I have no automatic take profit on there. So I've set a take profit. What I didn't realise is that there's this green dotted line that also comes on there automatically. I'm sure you can take it off. I don't know how. You can just click the X on it though when it automatically gets put on there to remove it manually. I'm sure you can automatically, remove it so that it never comes on. But it's basically buying you back into the trade, which is exactly what happened. The other issue that I had here is probably around about this point, I wandered off because it just started getting a bit choppy, and I was just like, well, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, whatever. Had I not wandered off, I would have seen the error that has occurred, when price hits my take profit there. Because what I've actually done is I've stupidly moved that green line, because I didn't really know what it was, down to the take profit. So coming up now, there, our initial trade gets stopped out for take profit, continues going, so we're even more in the profit, but it has bought back in, and our stop loss is still in the same place. So if I was watching it, I could have got out immediately, having realised what had happened, or better yet, moved my stop up to this new entry point and just rode it. Right, so this one, we're looking at the 5-minute chart. Actually did a little bit more. This was a better thought out trade than I'm used to. I actually thought about this one a little bit. We have made a massive move down, so there is that sort of question of should you really be getting short at the bottom of the move. My argument here was we've come to those equal lows down there, and we've basically broken through them. Previous 5-minute candle was quite bearish, and we are just starting to work our way down still. We're still just grinding our way down. So yeah, that was my thinking. We're below the opening range low. So yeah, I was quite happy with this one. Moved the stop. We kind of watched the trade on the 10-second chart. So once we got through because we did sit through a little bit of drawdown at first, but we started to move our stop as we get in that momentum downwards. So yeah, it was an alright trade. That can't argue with that one. Right. Still looking at the 5-minute chart. So we've had that pop back up into the 10 EMA. Prices held the 10 EMA, 10 EMA, all the way down. Even held it in the last pullback. So we're kind of hoping that it was going to continue to drop through there, which it did. Just a shame we weren't still in the trade. So basically, again, conscious that we were quite overextended to the downside. price kind of, came down to where we just put the stop loss there. No, take profit. We've just put a take profit on. Price kind of wicked down to that area previously. Yeah, I just kind of ended up sitting through a little bit of drawdown there. Just kind of didn't feel like it was really going. Didn't feel like it was actually, felt like we were maybe perhaps had hit the bottom of the overall move now. We hadn't. And after we got out of the trade, it did continue to push down. We got out in profit, not massively in profit, but we did get out in profit. So, it is what it is. But the thing at this point, I was kind of thinking that we'd take. I think it was the fourth trade that we'd taken of the day, and all of them had played out quite nicely. Obviously, apart from the first one, but the first one, it didn't not work because we'd got it wrong. It didn't work because of our own sort of errors, really. Right, looking at the 1 minute now, we're really starting to break to the upside. We've closed above the 50 EMA on the 1 minute chart, and I have made a decision, like an idiot, to increase the contract size. So we'd taken 4 good trades on a smaller contract, and now we've taken 1 trade on a bigger contract, and lo and behold, this is the one that gets stopped out. So honestly, only I can do that. Yeah, so this was a disappointing one. I think, just because... Yeah, whatever. Did I add into that? No, I didn't. Oh, no. I don't know. No, I didn't. No, never mind. No, just didn't. Came up into that equal high there and just didn't have the legs. Decided didn't want it and come back down. So, yeah, disappointing, really. But it is what it is. And then this one really was silly. So, yeah, we were still on a higher contract size, and then we added into it to make it even bigger. So we were trading the equivalent of a mini. Market's gotten quite choppy. I think Trump was talking at this time, so I think we're just kind of entering. Oh no, we're in power hour now. So this is power hour now. Yeah, I think we might have wandered off again. After this one, stop loss is just miles away, absolutely miles away. Just no risk management whatsoever. Bit silly. Look at that stop loss in comparison to your take profit. It's just, I don't know where my mind's at sometimes when I put these trades on. What are you thinking? What is that? I think you this feeling that that it's gonna go down. You know what I mean? But then you don't want to put your stops too low because you just know it'll stop you out. So you just end up with these massive stop losses, getting stopped out for silly amounts. And I think this is the thing, like, the account is still in overall drawdown. We've been trading it for a good few days now, and it's still overall in drawdown. I think our first couple of trades of the day are usually losers. And as a result, you spend the rest of the day trying to make it back. And I think that's a big one at the moment. It never really used to be like that. But yeah, that's definitely a big thing. So yeah, it just makes it very difficult to make any real progress towards your profit targets when you're just trying to make back what you've lost. But you know, again, at this moment in time, it is just about learning for now. I've fully accepted that, and yeah, roll on tomorrow.